All right, this is OXDF looking at Advent of Code, day 13, transparent origami. They're giving us a reference to a sheet of transparency paper, which is funny. It reminds me of when I was a little kid, the clear paper you'd put on a projector. But basically, I'm going to get a list of coordinates, and I'm going to get a list of folds. And yeah, there's some pictures down here. So you can put all the coordinates into a grid. So the coordinates are the ones that come in the hash or the pound. And then so I have a fold along y equals 7, so that they mark that here with dashes. And all that means is, so, this one right here, that's 3 below the fold is going to then be 3 above the fold. So it's going to end up being right there. We can see that's it right there. And so you can do that with each of these. In fact, there's a pretty simple math formula to figure that out. We'll get to that. So when you have an x equals fold, you're just going to change the x coordinate of all the things, of all the points greater than the fold, and eventually you end up with this. And so for the first fold, or for the first part, they just want us to complete the first fold instruction and figure out how many dots are left. And I could lose dots. It does say, somewhere in here it says that dots will never appear along the fold. Here we go. Dots will never appear on the fold line. But when you fold, let's see if we find an example. So like in this line right here, where's the one with the fold? In this line down here, this one right here is going to end up on top of this one right here. So you're going to have one less dot than you had before because it doesn't matter. It's just going to do that. So it's still marked. So that's why some of the dots can be less. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, I've got my normal little stub here, but I'm actually going to change it a little bit. All this input and make this just f.read so that I can easily. So now I can easily do chords, comma folds equals input dot split, and then I want to split on double new line, and that'll give me that's how I can tell I'm between them. I could just loop over. I could also just read in lines and loop, up until the point where I reached a empty line and then move from there. But I like to do things compactly. So now for my coordinates, let's start with the folds because that's gonna be easier. In fact, let's see what we got here. Python 3 minus I day 13 example.py. So right now I've got two the chords is a series of points separated by new line, and the folds is a series of instructions separated by new lines. So instructions equals, let's just rename folds because it's easier to type. Folds equals let's see, we want to split this. Folds.split. Let's strip it first, otherwise we'll end up with an empty one at the end here. We don't want that. Dot split on new line, and then we want to, let's go ahead and make this even more processed how we want it. So we're going to split, and so for each of those we'll do x for x in. So now we're going to get that right there. Like, I'll just show you. It's going to give me, I've got the 2 folds. I got one line for each fold, but I don't want just the full line actually. So what I can do is split on space or with no argument, and get just the last 2. Because just the last one. I just want that, y equals 7, x equals 5, and then I can split that on equals, and now I should have a tuple which tells me the access and the, so I've got an array. So for each one I'll have a I'll be able to say it's the y-axis is 7 or the x-axis is 5. That's cool. Okay, so chords, we need to make a grid. So we'll do this with we'll start with a loop. If it turns out really nice, we could just do a list comprehension to get it, but let's see what we got to do here. So for C in, let's do for chord in chords dot split dot new line. I'm probably gonna need that same strip. Oh, actually, I don't need the same strip. I don't need the same strip. Okay. Then what do I want to do? So I'm going to be given a string. It looks like that. 10 comma 12. So I'll do x comma y equals 4 dot strip dot split on comma. Okay, so there we go. Now I've got that should give me an x and y. I'm going to apply int to both of those. This actually could be a pretty simple list comprehension here. Let's do it this way. We'll do g equals. So this is going to be c chord for chord. And okay. So I want to take that and I want to split it on that. It's not that simple actually. Go back. So now I've got an x and a y. So now I'll just say here we want g equals a dictionary g sub x comma y equals 1. And I think that should do it. So I've got a series of points turned on. I don't even actually, the value I set here doesn't actually matter. I just care that I've got a list of coordinates. So I wonder if I don't even need a dictionary, if I could just use a list of coordinates. That's even better, I bet. And then that does let me make a list comprehension pretty easily, actually, now that now I can just do chord dot split like that. Because I don't care about the value, make sure that worked. So now I just have a series of points. That's exactly what I need. So that'll work. Okay, so now that we've got that, let's go back here and let's check what are we gonna do? So we're gonna loop over each fold in order. In fact, right now we just need the first fold. We're going to, so if it's a x equals, we're going to take the x, we're going to take each point where the x value is greater than the fold value, so we don't touch these. And we're going to remove that point from the list, and then we're going to add back in that point, but we're going to have modified, the x value is going to be modified. And the way the x value is going to be modified is we can find the distance to the line by subtracting the point x from the line x. And so in this case, it's 1. And then we're going to subtract that from the line x. So in this case, it would be, let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the x, is the fold, and 6 is the point. So we do 6 minus 5, and we'd get 1. And then we do 5 minus 1 and get here. So this one's going to move to here. We can genericize that by saying, so in that case, it was 6 minus 5, and then it was 5 minus that. And so generically, that is going to be fold minus x, and that's x fold minus, oh no, not fold. Sorry, x minus fold, and then fold minus that. And that simplifies to f minus x plus f, which is equal to 2f minus x. And again, this is only in the case where x is greater than f. Otherwise, we don't touch it. So we will do our folds. Let's see. So we would, we're gonna, so 4 folds, fold in folds, and we'll just then add if. We've got a break at the end, so we only do it once, but this is setting us up for when we are almost certainly going to do the rest of the folds in a minute. So we will then say, what does my folds look like? I don't remember exactly. We don't. make a new one. Python 3 minus I, day 13, 13 in example. Folds look like that. So we will say if fold sub 0 equals y, for P in G, if P sub 1 is greater than fold sub 1. Oh, and let's see. List items are not mutable. Like I can't change this object, so I'm gonna have to delete it and then re-add it. I wonder if a list is not the greatest way to be doing this. This is, let's see. So if I have chords, ooh, that's not what I wanted. I have G. So if I wanted to do G dot remove G sub 1. So that should remove the 0, 14. Oops. Hope if I could complete my. And I do G again. Did it remove? It did remove that 1, so it can remove that, and then I could add it. Okay, so that should work. I don't think I need this anymore. That would have been nice to have it. Well, oh well, gone. So we'll do G dot remove P for the point, and we'll do G dot append. And in this case, it's going to be so because the y value is what we're folding on, so we're going to make we'll have P sub 0 will be the same, and we'll have 2 times fold sub 1 minus P sub 1. That looks about right. And then we'll do I guess we need to do the same thing then for, I bet there's a way to make this cleaner, but for now we'll just do that equals x. P sub 0 is greater than fold sub 1. In this case, now we do 2 times fold sub 1 minus P sub 0, and we make this just P sub 1 because it doesn't change. And we break. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Okay, I need to know how long G was before. It seems like an easy, quick print statement. Still 18. I do wonder if I'm putting duplicates in here. I'm not. This is a list. This needs to be a set. Let's come up here and fix that. That. Around that. And I think it's not going to like. I'm going to need to turn this into a tuple. It's not going to like trying to put lists into a set like that. So let's see. So G is that. Len G. Still 18. So where are we failing? Come up here to, let's see, what is this, line 16? Sure, I'm missing something really silly here. Day 13 example. So here I am. What's fold look like? Fold is Y, so we should begin there. P and G. So P, oops, P, and I need the exclamation point because otherwise P is a G to B command. 0, this one's not gonna need a fold, so we go to the next step. This one's not gonna need a fold, so we go to the next step. This one should need a fold, I believe. It's fold 7. Okay, so we step here. it didn't. Ah, because we're comparing both of these. Both of these are strings, so it's comparing one. It's alphabetizing, and one comes before. Okay, I need to make these ints. So this becomes list map int onto that. It's kind of ugly, but okay, it'll work. And this becomes list map int that. In fact, I don't need the list, I just need the tuple probably. Let's see if that works. Closing parentheses do not match. What line are we on? Line 10. I'm just missing a parenthesis, I guess. This is a split. Try that. Okay. Trying to do too much in one line, I think. List. Okay, so int. Okay. That is my object. So that's gonna be one. It's gonna be two things split on the y. Oh, I can't apply an int to both of those. Okay. So what I guess what I could do is then come in here and say y for y in. No, that's ugly. Okay, revert all of that. We're just going to come down here, and when we get to fold sub 1, whenever we're doing comparison, we will just do int. I've not done an incredibly impressive job of managing my data here, and it probably would be worth going back and taking some time and thinking about it, but I'm kind of also feeling like we're so close and I want to just get moving, so I'm going to kind of do this a sloppy way for now for speed. If I was writing this for some sort of production, I would certainly clean this data up and spend a little more time making it look nice, making it work. Let's see how this looks. Set object has no append. Okay, I was worried about that earlier. Let's see. So we need to not, it's not append, it's going to be add. Oops, like that. In fact, I don't need to remove. Oh yeah, okay. Unhashable type list. I need to make this a tuple. I don't even need the string tuple. I can just do that. That. Unhashable type. Oh, I gotta do it up here too. Set change during set iteration. Okay, to solve this, I'm going to need to. The problem is you can't. I'm looping over the set, but I can't. But I can't change the set in the middle of the loop. So what I can do is I can loop over a copy of the set, and then it allows me to change the original without having to, without messing up the loop. So G went down by 1. I don't know if that feels like not enough, but let's check. 17. Okay. So that means we might be working. See if we can give it a try. Too high. Okay. Turn to day 13. There. So let's see. What could be our problem? Oh, okay. That's we don't need to print the length of G at the beginning. We need to print the length of G part. Let's do it this way. Part 1 len G like that. Let's see. 684. See if that gets us closer. There we go. All right, making some rusty errors here. Let's see. 8 capital letters when you activate the terminal using the camera system. Mail says the code is always 8 capital letters. Finish folding. Okay. Oops. Not sure what's going on there, but okay. So we need to finish our folds. So really what we can just do is put this just do enumerate folds if I equals 0, like that. Get rid of our break. Test real quick and see, does this take forever? No. Okay, good. So what does G look like at the end here? Not that many. Oh, there's only so there's only a couple folds. So what I can do here is I'm gonna need to print. We need to make a nice print of this. So we'll do 4. Let's see, what's the easiest? How do I get the max of? So I want x for x and G P sub 0 for P in G max that. And if I do P1, there's no way. 4 and 4, I guess that is the case here. Yeah, okay, so call this max x equals this. Okay, so what I'm basically doing is I'm trying to get a size of my grid. Max y equals this. So now I can do 4 x in range max x for y in range max y. And then I can say if G sub x comma y print dot else print space end equals nothing, and then here we just do a print to do that. So basically I'm going to loop through my range. That object is not subscriptable. Yeah, okay. That's not quite what I need to do. I need to do if x comma y in G. That's better. And I get, I wonder if I need to do +1 here. There's my O. Cool. It's like a silly little thing, but it's always kind of fun when you want to print things. Block character. Full block, that's what I'm looking for. And we will copy that. We come up here and we can, instead of making it a period, we can paste that in. I don't know if that worked or not. Let's see. Yeah, now I get a nice solid looking O. It's nicer. Okay. So what happens if I run that on my puzzle input? Doesn't, well, what are those letters? Turning my head around here. hard to tell if those are letters or not. Would it look better with dots? I thought it was gonna make it prettier, but maybe I was not. Sort of looks like, so that's an H, that's a K. Did I say it was capital letters? Where's my window here? It's always 8 capital letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8 things. That looks kind of like an R, but backwards. That looks kind of like an S, but backwards. I could have messed up X and Y at some point. What if we change... I don't think that's gonna be. I don't think that's gonna work. It's worth a shot, I guess. No, that didn't work. Oh, I need to change max X and max Y as well. Do it here, I guess. Let's see. So I definitely have something here. I have an H, a K, something. That's an L. So if this is the bottom and it's backwards. No idea what this one is. That's definitely an R. That's an S. That's a B. L, G, K, H. How do I figure out what this thing is? Sitting here turning my head staring at it, it's gonna have... Let's see. Let's figure out how to make how to rotate this thing. So what I'm currently printing as, I need to switch X and Y. Let's start with that. So max Y is that, max X is that, or X, that all looks good. We'll make this Y, X like that. See if that fixes it. It's a J. Okay, that was it. So it's JRZB. JRZB. LGKH. That's not the right answer. JRZB LGKH. JRZB LGKH. Oh, LGKH, LGHK. Like that. I have to wait a minute. 23 seconds left. I'm going to pause real quick. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, there's no way that could be wrong. One thing we can check. I wonder if blocks would work better. Now that we are oriented correctly. Oops, that's not what I didn't mean to kill that. Python 3 day 13 input. Yeah, that's nice. So do some really minor cleanup here. Don't need that anymore. And then I'm gonna, for this, just do print part 2. And what I'm doing. There you go. Much nicer. There's our code. Is there anything in here I wanted to work on cleaning up? I don't think it's worth spending time on today. The one thing, so there's a couple things here. One, how I manage processing, how I manage to input the data, I would do differently, I think. This is all just kind of a mess. Really, I would probably go back to reading lines and looping over lines, and then even in that loop, just make, because all the lines, see, 13 input. I'll probably pick the wrong one to start with. Let's see. They all start with folds. So I could just basically say, if it starts with folds, do this, otherwise do that and record my folds. But that's fine. Wasn't a big deal. There's almost certainly a way to figure out how to do this in one thing instead of having the loop twice. Or I could have the loop at the top and then do the check inside to save myself that. Again, I don't think it's worth cleaning up now, but I would probably clean it up if I was sending this into production somewhere. Yeah, otherwise I guess that was the challenge. Ooh, that took longer than I expected. Thanks for sticking around with me till the end, and I'll talk to you next time.